The obstacle is the way, using challenges for improved fitness. Quote, "Our actions may be impeded, but there can be no impeding our intentions or dispositions, because we can accommodate and adapt. The mind adapts and converts to its own purposes the obstacle to our acting. The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." End quote. Meditations, Marcus Aurelius. Chances are that for most of us, there has been an obstacle, or many, that felt frustrating and impossible to get around. Although it doesn't seem like it, most of these situations actually turn out to be a blessing in disguise. It's typically challenging situations that shape the people that we become. For me, the most clear and obvious unfavorable situations would have to be my difficulty losing weight, battling brain fog, and general digestive difficulties. On one hand, these challenges made, and continue to make, life a little bit harder to live. But on the other hand, these situations have fueled the fire that has educated me in these topics. They're the very reason that Banafit even started. These challenges allowed me to come out on the other side more educated, more enlightened, more understanding. However, don't mistake this to mean that I always saw things this way. At the time, these situations were difficult. I wanted nothing more than to put an end to my nagging issues. So this begs the question, what happens if we change our perspective around challenges? Even more, what happens when we start prescribing challenges? Here are my thoughts on this. Changing perspective. If the obstacle is the way, then we need to change our mindset to see obstacles as exactly that. The pressure of the moment tends to cause us to forget and revert to the woe is me attitude. If we begrudgingly go through our challenges day by day, we might learn a thing or two, but imagine if we welcome challenges. If we woke up in the morning excited to see which challenges were ahead, we might increase the rate of our transformation by 10 times. The way we respond to challenges ultimately comes down to what we expect out of our lives. What is our life all about? Is it about comfort and pleasure, or is it about finding a higher form of existence? Think about it. What happens when we improve our physical, mental, or spiritual health? The result is that we function at a much higher level. We complete regular tasks with less effort, we see higher insights more clearly, and we find what once seemed to be difficult to be within reach. With this in mind, let's think about how challenges come in to reveal this to us. Without challenges, we wouldn't be pushed out of necessity to find a solution. We wouldn't grow. If our mindset shifts from one that sees obstacles as hindrances to one that sees obstacles as catalysts, we'll discover new potential far faster. Welcoming challenges, the benefit of an obstacle. Now that we've established this new mindset, we can apply it to our day-to-day life. Instead of getting frustrated and stressed by unexpected challenges, we'll celebrate them. These challenges will reveal themselves, we'll feel a little bit of sorrow, but we'll immediately turn around and get ready to overcome them. This needs to become a way of life. It can't be something that only applies to one aspect of our lives but not another. For example, we can't apply this to work but neglect it with family. How we do one thing is how we do everything. So if we begin to welcome challenges, we'll begin to outgrow the situations we see ourselves in. Our past challenges wouldn't be challenges if they were reintroduced. New obstacles would need to be more intense for us to even classify them as challenges, both because we've grown and because we would require something more intense to actually grow. How does this relate to fitness? The truth is, staying fit is difficult for most of us. Fitness presents a set of unique challenges to each of us. Usually, these challenges seem so great that we end up doing nothing. Imagine if one's mindset shifted to welcoming challenges. The difficulty would be seen as an opportunity rather than an obstacle. Prescribing challenges, choosing an obstacle. Sometimes we find ourselves in a rut. The rut could be a repetitive bad habit or just a funk. I find that when these situations reveal themselves, the best way to combat them is to prescribe an appropriate challenge. By doing this, you become the doctor for your own improvement or development. Whenever you show symptoms of being in a rut, you can prescribe a proper challenge. A simple example of this could be when we find ourselves overusing social media. The prescribed challenge could be to disconnect from social media for 24 hours. Another example could be if you feel like you've been having a sustained bad mood. In this case, it might be worthwhile to do something you wouldn't typically do, like run 5 kilometers. Oftentimes, prescribing and doing these types of things pulls us out of our rut. Life hands us plenty of difficult challenges on its own, but occasionally we need to nudge ourselves along with these small wake-up challenges. Clearly, the key to this progression from understanding challenges to welcoming challenges to prescribing challenges requires a change of perspective. It's not easy, but recognizing that it can transform our lives helps us to work our way through that progression. As we use this change in perspective to grow, we'll begin to discover new potential. Thank you for listening. If you enjoyed this, you can find more articles like it at www.bannafit.com. That's www.bannafit.com. Thank you.